I also need it. If it is there, please give me. Because the demand that we are facing is too much. We are here for burials, school fees, boreholes repair, many things. The constituency is on our burden. The government is not doing much. People are looking at members of parliament instead of concentrating, going to whatever they're supposed to do. They are not doing a lot. People look at MPs as if they are the burden carrier. So if there is any facilitation, especially if it is lawfully, I do support. But if it is not lawfully, that is when the question is going to be somebody bit hard. And for that matter, I hear you people talk a lot about this thing. I also want it. If it is there, give me. If it is not there, please.
What do you know about this Silwangate? The anxiety has been too much. People have been waiting for so long.
That is a slogan that I don't know where it came from. In my language, the name Lubangatie means there is God. Because Lubangatie is a Luo language. The Luo language, when they say Lubangatie, that means there is God. So in other words, they're saying, have hope. There's hope that anything's good is going to be your way. Whether you are sick, please have the hope. Whether there is no school fees, have the hope. Where somebody is pressuring you, have the hope. Because of that hope, we always say, there is God, there is Lubangatie.
How bad do you need this bailout?
There is nothing like bailout. Because if you are saying that somebody should bail you out, that means either you're in a ditch, you're in a prison, wherever. But one thing I know is, when you talk about bailout, then personally, I don't think if I'm in a very bad situation where somebody needs to walk me out. No.
But what are you hearing around? Because what have you heard around? Because we have had a trip up.
I've just come back, so I don't know anything. Until maybe after some time when I get to know, then I will have a position to say anything.
So attitude is the house. Will you try to...
I'm going to be in the house. As usual, I will follow the order paper and we debate the matter of the nation.
But this is good to inquire from
it can be handled administratively. It doesn't need to be in the public. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. You know, Ugandans are very funny. You know, when I was in the village, I started hearing the news yesterday. So I arrived in Kampala at midnight. Now I've just arrived in Parliament. I don't know anything, and I've never received any money. So I'm now trying to search and follow and see where the money is. But in reality, I've never seen any money. I'm just hearing like rumors that money is being given from somewhere. So I don't know who exactly is giving the money. And you know, one funny thing, people like spending much time on rumors, on baseless allegations. Instead of work, instead of concentrating, we just waste a lot of time on certain things. Yeah. So personally, I've never received any money. And I've just arrived in Kampala.
How about your colleagues of NRM? We are hearing that there has been a reward that is going to them, like 100 million. Your colleagues of NRM?
You know, I belong to the opposition. In fact, I know nothing concerning anyone receiving money from the NRM. You know, I belong to the opposition. I am in FDC. I've just arrived in Kampala now. In fact, I've never had and I've never seen any money being given to members of parliament. I'm reading from social media that money is being given to members of parliament in the tune of 100 million. I'm just reading from social media, so I don't know the authenticity of the information.
Have none of them that started calling you?
No, I've never received any call.
You don't have debts?
No, I've not borrowed from anyone. so I don't have anything.
So are you going to try to find out about this money?
I've just arrived in Parliament from the village. So now I'm trying to ask my colleagues whether money is being given. That's why when I saw him here, Honorable Karim, I really wanted to ask him the status of the thing.
Have you been checking your balance on your phone?
my friend, I'm telling you, I started checking on my account from Parliament this morning. There's nothing. In fact, I'm checking from my bank.
Mobile money.
Pardon?
Mobile money.
You know, how can they send that money on mobile? In case this being given, but truly there's nothing. There's nothing on my account. In fact, we are just suffering now, and more so they have taken long without paying us. You know, at the beginning of the quarter, normally they take long. Yeah, so I've just arrived in Parliament. I've never seen any money. I've never received any money, and I don't know what is going on.
When you're consulting with the budget committee,
I recall we passed the supplementary budget, but there was nothing like monetary government program, unless maybe I was not very keen. But I did not see any item on the supplementary budget saying this is for monetary government program. I did
was
not.
there a portion for Parliament?
Money for Parliament? No, there was nothing for Parliament.
I
know, I'm telling
they
you.
broke the news.
I'm telling you. Yes.
Yes. What I want to say, I'm a human resource specialist, one of the professions by training and practice. Practitioner by training and practice. In the companies, there's what we call motivation. It's normally intrinsic or extrinsic. Extrinsic is normally a financial reward. Intrinsic is normally either you give somebody a certificate or just patting somebody at the back in appreciation of what somebody has done. So if anything happens in that parameters, I think it's very important. But what I want to urge Ugandans is that we are family and we should have a spirit of nationalism. For example, I've seen people, some of them can actually invest and make a lot of profit. We should not actually stampede and make a lot of commotion. Some of them can actually, maybe somebody has gone for a lottery and has won 500 million. What I want to mention is that I think there is a value we attach to certain things. And of course, I want to urge members that we continue actually with our spirit of helping our people, our constituents, and working together. But the key thing is that we want to ensure that we develop their capacities. Because under the current NDP4, we are talking of issues of agro-processing, industrialization, ICT and digitalization, and then tourism. Tourism doesn't mean it's a government domain only, but even as nationals, they can develop attractions, hotels, and a number of things. Such investment, because that's how we are going to grow the economy and ensure that at least we transit. Because currently, we're under the low middle income status. What that means is that at least somebody can afford $1.50 a day. How many people are in that category? Because if we go into fighting amongst ourselves, we may not actually transform our society and grow the economy. No, you shouldn't really be aggrieved. You shouldn't be aggrieved, but I think we support one another and ensure that at least we continue supporting government program. In Tanzania, it's called Ujama. Ujama ni umoja. And that's actually the Swahili language. So let's be actually the same. Let's be together and continue working. Where, for example, if an MP has maybe rewarded this community, I can see some of them buying ambulances. They are mourning every day. They are maybe trying to put people in cooperatives and all those programs. Those are actually there. And they are inherently very expensive ventures. And I want to say that members of parliament are not the richest people per se, but of course some of them have good hearts that actually want to help the people and transform society. So let's move as such, and then we can continue as one entity, nationalists, and then we move together. Because chenja kengamba nti tubera interventions nyingi ogenda olaba mtu abaguza ambulance abakikoze omunagamba nja kuzimba yakadwaliro kano omunagamba nja ku kyaki eno omuzigiti nkoze kati nganze kamba kwogera wanagamba nti at least bakozi be Uganda mbaweda abo kabini biri niwe nabanga olyoza bogere bibiri ebyo nafuna era nayongerako ekikumi mukinana nembanga asobola okugula motoka bbiri ziyamba abantu baffe awamu nengamba nti wano babeere ne skilling programs nembanga mbawadde industrial machines awamu nengamba nti kati wano muna Uganda buli mukozi ntero bakubiriza basimbe emiti era buli mukozi mwayo beka emu olusi abamu banemba bbiri nengo ekene omuntu okusimba emiti oba omwanyi tekiri wansi wakakadde naye bameka betuwadde bepadde intervention yeyo so kino kitwongerako obwongezi bwe kiba nga kyabaddewo ebintu kikola nange era ni wano mu nkuba onoonya wawe ndabirako embanga wekiri naye nga sagala kugamba nti nkikolofayinga nti nkimanyi naye nga kyagala kugamba Bauganda nti waliwo ebintu beteekamu obudde bwaffe obusinga kati ebiseera byankuba netuba nga tetulwanagana tukoze netuba nga tetulina kyetukoze so tulabe nti at least tugenda mu maaso ng'eggwanga kubanga ebintu bino ensi zikulaakulanye zikolera wamu ng'abantu abakulembeze babeera kwegamba si be bamanyi buli kimu naye baba nga batuyambako okulaba nti tulambuza ebintu byaffe n'okubanga at least bankaringa baba basaale mu kulembera ebintu ebimu n'okulaba nti at least tuwangana amagezi n'agamba munne nti at least bw'oba nga olimi emwanyi ongereko omutindo tuba nga tulina kino ekirime tukole cooperative tukole saako tunakola ebintu tujja kuba nga tukulaakulana ng'eggwanga tulabe nga eggwanga lyesimisa buli omu sigadde
tulinze electoral commission launching a roadmap yeah kase launching a roadmap tutandika akalu no ekyali under discussion
Okay.
yeah because it's SNEC that approves the roadmap not caucus
Okay. Bana abasajja nga bayise bange genda bafolete.
Ate number si kyekikulu. It's about the strategy and your manifesto to the NRM family.
Okay.
Yes.
Ekibuzo kiri nti ekikumi kyatuuse.
Ekikumi ekiki?
Ekikumi twalidde oti kyabadde wano.
Unfortunately nva mu constituency n'akadda kati. Sinamanya. Nedda nalabye nga mubitadde ku mawulire kati ndi wano kumanya ki ekituufu.
Kibe uli ku ground eyo ekikumi.